So we're going to be starting today in a resting position. For those of you that come from a yoga background, you'll know that it's also called child's pose. So I try to keep it as flexible as possible about the setup. So if you want your knees wide apart together, if you want feet touching, if you want a prop underneath your head or your shoulders or your knees, just make yourself as comfortable as possible. We're not going to need any specific props today unless you need a pillow or a cushion for some padding underneath head or knees or lower back. So otherwise, just have your mat available for you. And we're going to start with a little bit of breath work in our resting position. So I like to take my knees wide apart, big toes together. And then I like to just walk forward quite slowly. And at this point, when you come down onto your forearms, you might notice immediately for some people that we like to lift the hips up a little bit. That's absolutely fine. So adjust the position of your hips. And then I'm going to start off with my elbows quite bent, just so that it takes all the tension out of neck and shoulders. If you want to walk your hands forward, go for it. If you want to overlap your hands and rest your head down, then feel free to do that as well. Whatever shape you settle into, just allow yourself to close your eyes and just start to notice the position of your body in space. Feel free to make any small adjustments that you need. And then when you are as comfortable as possible, allow your body to quiet, allow your mind to quiet. And allow your breathing to slow down here. Finding the soft shape of your spine and allowing your belly to release underneath you. Gentle inhale, lengthened exhale. Taking a moment to scan over your physical body, noticing how you are feeling this morning. And if you could choose one word to describe your physical body, what would it be? Stay connected to your breath, scanning over your energy, your energetic body. And just noticing how your energy feels this morning. And if you could choose one word to describe your energy, what would it be? Just taking one final deep breath in. Long exhale as a sigh. And you can blink your eyes open. Start to draw yourself up onto your hands and knees. Just take your time. You might feel that there was a little bit of compression in the front of the hip. So move slowly, move gently as you come onto all fours, spreading your fingers nice and wide. Start rounding your spine into a cat stretch. And then start to lengthen your spine. And you can either come to neutral, or if your spine is ready for it, move towards a bit of extension. And again. Rounding your spine up, so there's a real feeling of flattening the abdominals here. And then as you lengthen your spine and move towards extension, the temptation is to just let your tummy hang out, but see if you can actually keep it almost a little bit firm, sleek underneath you. Connect your movement into your breath. Getting that little release between the shoulder blades and then getting a little bit of an opening across your heart. Taking 2 more. And just taking 1 more, rounding your spine. Come back just to a centered neutral position and pause here. Slide your right leg back, keep your toes on the floor. Walk your left fingertips forward, keep your shoulders level. And then on your next breath, lift your arm and leg and pause here. Finding your balance. Energy through left fingertips and right toes. Energy rooting into your right hand and your left shin. Keep breathing. And then bring hand and knee all the way back in. Center yourself. Left leg extends back. Stay there. Walk your right fingertips forward. So this is just the setup of our alignment. And then on your breath, lift arm and leg. And keeping all of those connections through your midsection. Equal and opposite energy through fingertips and toes. Rooting into your hand, rooting into your right shin. Nice easy breath. And then bring hand and knee all the way back in. Stay here for a moment. Tuck your toes under. And then move your hips back so you get that little stretch around the knuckles of the feet. And releasing forward. And again, using your breath. And a little bit of a release. 2 more times. So this is called the toe stretch. And so good to release your feet, especially if you have been wearing shoes or flip-flops. Maybe your feet are tense without even realizing it. And then release forward and then relax your feet out. Now let's do our wrists. Turning one hand all the way out. See if you can point your fingers towards you. Doesn't matter if you can't. Find the position that works. Do the same thing with your other hand. Pivoting your hand back and hold it here. So you're stretching the front of the wrist where the carpal tunnel is. If it's really intense, bring your body weight forward. If it feels pretty easy, then you can move your body weight back a little bit. And just pause here for a few breaths. Notice how that right side feels, your left side feels. I'm assuming if you're right-handed, that it's going to be tighter on the right. If you're left-handed, it's tighter on the left. But you know, based on certain sports or injuries, you might actually feel it's the opposite side for you. Bring your shoulders forward and then slowly unwind yourself so you come back to your 4-point position right here. Take your right leg back, keep your tippy toes on the floor. Walk your left fingertips forward, hold it here. Pick up arm and leg, find the connection to your midsection. Round your spine like a cat and touch elbow to knee. Lengthen and reach back with the toes and forward with the hand. Breathe out as you round. So you can see that I'm moving quite slowly, which really forces the whole concept, the whole principle of control. Round your spine, lift up through the abdominals, and extend. We're going to take just one more time. Round your spine, elbow to knee. Extend all the way forward and hold. And bring hand and knee all the way back in. Center yourself. Left leg back. Right fingertips forward. Pick up hand and knee and pause. Round your spine, elbow touches knee. Lengthen and reach. So you're finding a little bit of cross patterning here as well. And again, you might find that one side is easier than the other. That might be your more dominant pattern, right? And extend, and we're going to do just one more time. Round your spine. And extend, lengthen, hold. And bringing hand and knee all the way back in. Center yourself. Now I want you to step your left hand to the edge of your mat. Step your left knee to the edge of the mat. Bring your right hand to the edge and bring your right knee together. So you're right at the edge of the mat. Now reverse it. Go right hand all the way to the other side. Left knee all the way to the other side. Left hand and left knee. And reverse it. Hand, knee, hand, knee. Hand, knee, hand, knee. Two more times. Hand, knee, hand, knee. Last one. Hand, knee, hand, knee, and then bring yourself just back to the center of your mat. So you can probably feel the obliques were kicking in there. We're going to be building onto that this week. Reach your right arm all the way to the side, and on your next breath, thread the needle all the way through, resting head down. Settle yourself into that rotation of the spine. Now today, I just want you to walk your left hand a little bit forward so you can almost peek underneath that elbow, but you're not going to stretch it out completely. Bend your right elbow. Maybe you can cap yourself on your back, maybe not. And then extend it away. And again, bending the elbow, a little bit of a pat on your back, and extend it away. Now I want you to roll your fingers in, roll your wrist in, and then bring your fist towards your ribs, and then uncurl and unfurl your hand. And again, roll your fingers in, curl the fist and the wrist, bringing your hand towards your ribs, and then extend, uncurl your hands, take one more breath, and exhale, bring your left hand in and push yourself up again onto all fours. Let's do the other side. Stretch left arm out, thread the needle all the way through. Settle yourself. Stay here just for a moment and then walk your right hand a little bit out. Bend your left elbow. And then extend your hand out. And again, bend your elbow. And extend. Curl your fingers in. Tuck your hand into a fist and then bend your elbow. Extend your arm out long and uncurl your wrist and your fingers. One more time. Curl your fingers in, make a little fist. Bend your elbow. Extend out long. Uncurl your wrist and hand. Placing your hand down, all the way up you come, and returning to all fours. So spread your fingers out, tuck your toes under, and on your next breath, lift your knees just up off the ground. Stay here, just getting into a little bit of weight-bearing work. Energy through your crown, energy through your tail, feeling the quadriceps working nicely, feeling the front of your chest working. Take a nice easy breath, and then releasing your knees all the way down. Extend your leg out. Now, reach your right leg back Lifting that leg up, pause for a moment. You're going to flex your foot and hold it here. Energy through your crown, energy through your heel to help you find that long straight line of your body. And then on your next breath, bring that right leg all the way around to the side, place your foot down, roll your baby toe to the floor, and lengthen your spine here. Let's just move a little bit backwards and a little bit forwards. So you're getting that stretch. I'm going to turn to face you. I'm going to do mirror image. Getting that little bit of a stretch into that right adductor. Gentle movements connecting to your breath in and your breath out. And then come halfway back, hold it here, round your spine like a cat, push up onto the tips of your fingers, take a little breath in, and then slide your fingers in, all the way up you come, and you come into your gateway pose. Start rotating towards the right, towards that right leg, and come back to the front. And again, a little bit of a rotation. And back to the center. 2 more. Back to the center. 1 more time. Back to the center. Hold it. Right hand to your leg. Left hand reaches up. Start leaning over towards the side so you get that release down the left side body. Feel free to turn your head if you want to, yeah? Take a breath in. Exhale, all the way up you come, and spread your wings wide. Turn your hands, palms up, and we slide over towards the left, and we come back in towards the center. And again, over towards the left, and draw back in. Last 2, reach, find the length and connection on both sets of obliques. 1 more time, lean to the side now, stay here. Look down, start reaching your fingertips, not your flat hand, fingertips to the ground, and reach your right hand up. Core connection, and see if you can pick up your right leg. Hold it here. We're going to lower and lift. Lower and lift. Lower. Find gluteus medius. 2 more. Light on your fingertips. Don't rest on your hand. Use your abs. Lift up. Placing your leg all the way down. Flex your foot. Push away from the ground. All the way up you come, and return to the center. Place your hand on the shelf of your hip and turn your heel in. So your knees pointing out on a diagonal in line with your second toe. Let your hips sink forward. So it's almost like you're getting a little bit of a release through the inner thigh, and then come back. As you bend your knee, make sure your knee is in line with your second toe, and release. And again. And release. Last 2. And release. This is still connected. Obliques. And release. Hold. We're going to inhale to reach arms all the way up. Palms forward. Pivot your heel out. Round your spine and cascade over. Walking all the way forward, lengthening through the spine. Lift your leg up, sweep your leg around to the back again, and bringing your knee all the way in. Center yourself on all 4s as we get ready for the other side. Left leg extends back. Lift your leg up, stay here. Flex your foot and push out through the heel. So you've got that long straight line of your body. Bum cheeks are working plus the lower abs. Take 1 more breath. And then sweep your leg around to the side. Place your foot down and roll the baby toe to the ground as well. So you're really anchoring down the side of the leg. Hinge your hips back and forward. So now you're getting that adductor release on that left side. 2 more. Guys, feel free to move your leg if it isn't working for you with your ankle, your knee, or your hip, yeah? Bring your hips halfway back and stop. Round your spine like a cat. Push up onto the tips of your fingers. Slide your hands in, roll up, and into gateway. And we rotate towards the left. Breathe in. And breathe out. And again, a little spiral. 2 more. One more. Hold it. Left hand to leg. Right arm up. A little bit of a stretch to the side. Pause here. Move your head if you need to. Focus your breath into the right lung, the right side body. And then slowly release, coming all the way up, and turn the palms of your hands up. Slide over towards the right. And draw back in. And again, over towards the right. 2 more. Focus on the obliques and let your head come along for the ride. Don't force your head where it doesn't want to go. And over towards the side, hold it. Look down, lightly place your fingertips. Left hand comes up, find your balance and lifting your leg. Stay here. We lower the toes lightly and up again. Little lower and up again. 3 more. So this is focusing on that little side bum muscle, the little gluteus medius. 2 more. Nice and open through the chest, light on those fingertips. 1 more. Placing your foot down, anchor, come all the way up again, and hold it here. Place your hands to the shelf of your hip and turn your heel in. Start to shift your body weight towards the left, getting that release through the hips and back up. And again, we're moving slowly. We can add dynamic to this, and we've done that before as well, where you almost add like a little bit of a pulse. But today, it's really slow and controlled because we're focusing on the alignment of that knee. Second toe. And release. 1 more time. A little bit of a shift. And release. Opening arms up. Turn your heel out, palms forward, cascade over. Walk yourself out. Long spine, lifting your leg up, circle it around to the back, bring your knee in, and once again, settle yourself back into a resting position. Take your time as you come all the way down. And again, just feel it out of where your body wants to go right now. Feel free to move your legs, your hands. And then close your eyes and start to notice that the shape that your body has taken. Are you back in the same position where you started, or has your body naturally moved? Has it shifted? And then notice how it feels. How does your energy feel? And on your next breath, draw yourself up again onto hands and knees. Center yourself. And I want you to take your hands quite wide apart. From here, extend your right leg back, lift your leg up, hold for a moment, and then step your foot through between your hands. Help yourself if you need to, do a little wiggle with your toes, and then walk your hands all the way up so you can find balance. Pad that left knee if you need. Let your body weight shift a little bit forwards and backwards again. So this is a slightly different angle from what we were doing before. Instead of opening up through the inner thighs, we're getting more of a release into that left front hip flexor here. Make sure that you're not dropping into your lower back. For people that are super duper flexible, it's too easy to collapse. You've got to almost rein it in a little bit. And we're going to do just one more time. Stay here for a moment. Core connection, releasing hands. We're going to inhale, reach up. And exhale, open your arms to the side. And again, inhale, reach up. And exhale. Notice that your front foot, inhale, reach up, is really working quite hard to help you support. One more time, inhale. Exhale, nice big circle, and this time place your fingertips just on either side of the heel of your foot. Now, let's move towards a little bit of a hamstring release. So straighten and then bend the front knee again. And don't worry if you start off with that front leg not really wanting to straighten very much. Just connect into your breath. And as you do a few more repetitions, you might notice that you can go a little further back. So it's almost like you're coaxing yourself a little bit. Last one, we're going to move hips back and then hold it there. Now soften the front knee, shoulders away from the ears to lengthen your spine, lift your toes up, hold it there, and now take your toes out to the right, and then draw a circle down to the floor, and then bring your big toe in. Down to the floor and circle out. Down to the floor and in. So you're drawing a semicircle, a half circle with your ankle and foot. In the past, when we've done this hamstring release, this glide, we just go in and out with the foot like a windscreen wiper. So we're just adding on a little bit of an extra movement here. Let's do one more time. Bring your foot back to the center. Place your toes down. You're going to walk your hands to the inside of that foot, and then just stay here for a moment. You might notice that your shoulder is kind of propping against the inside of your knee. Press your hands firmly to the floor, and then relax your abs and relax your hips. So it's almost like you're hanging into your hip joints, but your arms, your upper body is supporting you, whereas before you had your legs supporting you. You're going to feel a fairly strong constriction around that right hip. Take a nice easy breath in. Tighten up your abs and start to walk your hands backwards, and then sweep that leg all the way in and behind you. Coming onto all fours, take your hands wide apart. Stretch your left leg back. Lift your left leg up and hold it. And now step your foot through between your two hands and walk it forward and bring yourself all the way upright. Again, if you need padding underneath your right knee, go for it. Start to move forwards and backwards. So one thing I do want you to just be aware of here is that this front heel needs to stay down the whole time. There are certain poses in yoga, by the way. There's one called the dragon where you bring it in and you let that heel lift and the knee comes really far forward. But we're not doing dragon right now. We're wanting to get that hip opener. So bring your body weight forward and hold it here. Letting your arms release beside you. We inhale, reach up. And exhale. And again, inhale, reach up. Exhale, and you can open your arms. Inhale, reach. Use your front foot. Let it ground you. Inhale. Exhale, and placing fingertips down on either side of your foot. And here we go, sliding hips back and forward. Nice long spine. And our proprioception, unless you've actually got a mirror where you can see yourself, or maybe you can see yourself in your computer screen, sometimes we aren't aware if our shoulders and pelvis are actually level. Like oftentimes we want to lift up the one hip. So just try as best you can to be aware of your placement and alignment. Shift back on the last one, hold it here. Soften the front knee, nice long spine, lift your toes up. And now take your baby toe out and then circle your foot down and in. Down to the mat and out. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm certainly feeling a little bit of a neural stretch today when I do this. So we're not holding it for long periods of time. It's a movement. And more importantly, it's moving with breath. One more. Bring your foot back to the center. Place your toes down, coming forward, and now put your hands to the inside of that foot. So feel your shoulders supporting you. Really press into your hands and then relax your hips and relax your belly. Notice the constriction in the left hip this time. And that would be called a compression pose or a compression position, where you're basically restricting the blood flow. And then when we release it, there's a rush of circulation into that area. Tighten up your abs, walk your hands just a little bit back, and then bring your leg all the way around again. Once again, settle yourself back into a resting position. Bringing your forehead down, playing with the position of your arms so that it feels good for you. Just noticing how your body feels right now. Noticing how your energy is feeling. Nice, easy breath in. And once again, exhale and draw yourself up onto all fours. So we're going to be transitioning to lying on our stomachs. So find a nice, long, neutral position of your spine. Extend one leg back. So now you can feel that opening at the front of the hip. And then press into your hands, press into your back foot, and step the other leg back to join. And we're just going to stay here for a moment. Just finding all of those connections. Noticing the support of our joints. Let your knees come all the way down. Release your feet back. And then you've got 5 counts to bend your elbows. To slowly bring yourself all the way to the ground with control and release. Now stretch your left arm out to the side, palm down. Turn your head and look away. Bend your right knee and then start rolling yourself up and back. If your foot touches the floor, that's great, but if it doesn't want to go there, then please don't force it. And just taking a moment to squeeze your right gluteal a bit so you open up the right hip. And then finding the placement where you can get an opening through the left front arm line, the shoulder. Relax your head. Make sure that your head is completely supported. Taking one more breath in and out. Releasing slowly all the way to the front again. And then take your time as you switch to the other side. So your right arm reaches out, look away, bend your left knee, and then rolling yourself up and back, looking for the floor, letting your foot find support if you can. Let your head relax. And do a little bit of a squeeze with your left gluteal now to open out that left hip. It's quite a lovely feeling after that compression that we did. And just opening up that front right arm line and noticing if it feels any different than the first side, the left side. Pausing for just a few more moments. And then on your next breath, releasing all the way to the front. Settle yourself, stretch your legs out and place your hands underneath your armpits, your shoulders, with your elbows pointing up. Squeeze your legs together, firm up the gluteals to anchor your pelvis. We're going to inhale to come into a baby cobra. Feel the squeeze of the shoulder blades. And we're going to exhale to release down. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, float up. So you're inflating your lungs. Let them lift you. And exhale to release down. Now lift your legs at the same time. We're going to inhale, lifting chest and legs. Guys, it does not have to be a big lift. And exhale, release down. Inhale, floating up. And exhale, release down. Now we're going to lift our hands at the same time. Inhale, head, chest, legs, hands. And exhale, release. And again, inhale, everything comes up. And exhale, release. Now we're going to stay lifted. Inhale to come up. And exhale to stay right here. We're going to send our hands out to the side. Inhale. Exhale, bring it in. And again, straight out to the side. Inhale. Exhale, bring it in. Two more. So you can feel the back extensors, the back line of the body working. One more. Inhale. And exhale. And then everything release down. Separate your legs slightly. Tuck your toes under. Press into your hands as you come onto your knees. And then bringing your knees underneath you and returning to all fours. Let's go into a cat stretch. Rounding your spine up towards the sky. Stay here, sitting halfway back towards your feet. Stay here. Press up to the tips of your fingers. Hold it here. Make sure that you can breathe. Relaxing into the back of your neck. And again, just notice where you're feeling this. So I'm really feeling a strong release across my lower back today. Other times I felt it more around my upper back. And on your next breath, placing hands down, coming all the way forward and lengthen out your spine. Guys, we're going to come into a downward facing dog. Tuck your toes under. Hover your knees just up. Move your hips back and up. And then do that little walking action so that you're really getting that release along the calf muscles. And then send both heels down towards the ground and stay here for a moment. So lifting your right leg up, and it's not very high. It's about the height of your hip. You want to keep your pelvis as squared as possible to the ground. You want to feel that equal pressure into your hands. Now point your toe And then bring your knee towards your right wrist, pivot your foot across the mat, and settle yourself back into our gluteal stretch. So this is sometimes called the sleeping pigeon or the sleeping swan. Bringing your arms down, bringing your head down, and this is where it's very handy having a cushion or a block, by the way. You can put it under your bum on the right side, or you can put it underneath your head if you need that little bit of extra support. So staying here just for a few more moments. Finding that release along the right deep gluteal. And again, see if you can soften and relax your belly a little bit. We tend to hold tension through our abs here. Taking just one more breath in and out. And now you're going to walk up onto your hands and you're going to roll your body weight onto your right hip so that you can swing your left leg just out towards the side here. Take your right hand onto the ground, press up onto your shin, onto your foot, and taking yourself into a sweeping arch backwards. Find the placement for your arm, your head. It's about opening the top lengthened side of the body. Take a little breath in, and then exhale and releasing all the way back down. From here, you're going to step now. I'm going to just turn a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. Step your right foot all the way over, flexing that left foot, right hand behind your back as you reach up, and then coming into a seated spine twist. And remember, guys, for those of you that find this super duper easy, you can always bend that left leg underneath you if you want to just increase the release around your hips a little bit. Close your eyes, connecting into your breath. No forcing with your hands. Your hands are there to offer you support. And on your next breath, release slowly. Bring both your hands over to the left side of your body and just coming into a little bit of a rocking action. And then release coming up, stretching both legs out, flexing the ankles, pointing the toes. Soften your feet and give the knees just a little bit of a shake. Pick up your left foot, step it all the way over. Left hand behind your back, reaching all the way up. And now coming into a twist on the other side. Hook your elbow. Feel free to close your eyes. Feeling that little bit of a twist. Taking one more breath in, and then exhale, release. Come all the way over to the other side. So we're just going to do a little bit of a counterbalance. Hands on the floor, gentle rocking. Come all the way back up. Step the left foot out. Left hand to the floor, sweeping up. Coming up into your stargazer, finding that long line through the top line of the body. Taking one more breath in, and then exhale and releasing all the way back down. So now I'm just going to line myself up with my mat, sweep your right leg all the way behind you, and make your way into sleeping pigeon, sleeping swan, on the other side. So now you should be stretching the left gluteal. Settle yourself all the way down. Give yourself any props and padding that you need. Lovely deep release of that left gluteal. Soften your belly with your breath. Then on your next breath, start to make your way up onto your hands. And now, tuck your back toes under. Lift your pelvis up. So you're bringing the weight off your front leg. Slide the left leg back. And once again, coming into your downward facing dog. So you're just going to walk on the spot. Reaching through the heels of your feet. Send both heels down. Take one more breath in. And then exhale, release. Settle yourself back into your resting position. And again, as you just make your way down and find the shape that feels good for you now, it's an opportunity just to pause and to notice if it's the same shape that you had before, if anything has changed. Notice how your energy is feeling after our movements in class so far. Taking one more breath in and out. And this time, walk your hands backwards towards your knees. Shift your body weight to the left. Ankles to the right. Hold on to your ankle. Big sweep up and over. And then release. Pivot your feet all the way around to the other side. Hold on to the ankle. Big sweep up and over. Release. And then pivot your feet to the front. So I need to come forward on my mat. You might need to as well. Taking your hands out in front of you. Now you want to press your hands together and spread your fingers out. So it's a very firm connection into the hands. Firm connection into the tips of your fingers. Lift your toes up so that your heels are digging to the floor. On your breath out, curl yourself back so you can feel that your vertebra is getting placed quite deliberately and consciously to the ground. Keep digging into those heels and reaching your arms all the way up. Release your toes down. Lift your head to look forward. Breathe out, connecting into the tips of the fingers. Guys, if you get stuck, you can release your hands and hold on to the back of your legs and lift up. Lift your toes. Curl back. Keep pressing your hands together. Release your head down, toes down. Lift your head. Sit up straight. 2 more rounds. Lift your toes. Curl back. Place your toes down. Curl forward. This is the last one. Lift your toes up. Exhale, curl back. Release your toes down. Separate your hands and draw a big circle around. Bend your elbows and just allow your arms to settle beside you. So I'm going to have my palms up. You can have your palms down if you wish. Bring your feet a little closer in. Now, we're not going to roll our spine up. We're going to hinge our spines up. Take a breath in. Exhale to press into your feet, into the heels of your feet, and hinge up. So you're waking up those gluteals, the hamstrings immediately. Take a little breath here. And then hinge your pelvis down again and pause. Take a breath. Exhale, press up. Stay for a moment, breathing in and hinge down. 2 more. Take a breath and hinge. Last one. Pause at the top, take a little breath, and then roll down and release. Take a moment to let your knees open, placing the bottoms of your feet together. Take your hands a little bit wider than your mat, a little bit of a length along the back of your neck. You are more than welcome to close your eyes here. Now we're just getting a bit of a release into the inner thighs, the hips, the lower back. Find a little bit of softness along the back of the ribs, the back of your neck. And on your next breath, you can open your eyes, blink a few times. Take your right knee, roll it up and across, and you're going to gently lay your right knee on top of the left knee. So you're going to feel that there's quite a strong rotation through the lumbar spine here. If your right shoulder has to lift up to do it, then lift that shoulder up. You don't want to feel any strain through the lower back or through the neck. And then see if you can roll your head to look towards the right. And then on your next breath, lift your right arm up and bring it all the way to the front. You can bend your underneath arm, placing your hand just onto the shelf of your hip. And we're going to open that knee up and release the knee down. And again, open your knee up, keeping your pelvis stacked and level, and release. Now this time when you pick your knee up, let's lift the feet up at the same time. So you've got a greater range of movement, and release. I'm going to do that again. Lift and release. One more time. Lift up and hold it here. Can you straighten that top leg? And bend. Feet are still lifted. One more time. Can you extend? You still have that ballet dancer's turnout. And release. And then lower your feet and knees all the way back down. Extend both arms out. Lifting your right arm all the way up and back. Let your head turn, roll back to have a look. And then open your right knee and return to the center, to your reclined butterfly position right here. Let's do the other side. Taking your left knee all the way up and over. So you want the knees stacking, and if that means you've got to lift the shoulder, you lift the shoulder. Turn your head so that you can look back and away for a moment. And then on your next breath, lift that left arm all the way to the front, and then cradle your head with your underneath arm, hand onto the shelf of your hip, opening your knee and releasing it down. And again, opening knee and release. Now add the lifting of your feet. So knees and feet. And release. Knees and feet. And release. Now lift up, and we're going to stay there. Hold it. Extend your top leg. And bend. One more time. Extend and bend, and releasing everything down. Bring both your hands forward. Left arm lifts up. Open all the way to the back, opening the left knee, returning to your center, reclined butterfly position. Pause for a moment, and then bring both knees towards each other. Hug your knees in towards you. Tuck yourself into a tight little ball. Maybe just do a little bit of a wiggle with your spine and releasing all the way down. So we're going to do a little bit of a rolling exercise now. So hands behind your thighs, glue your feet together, curl your spine forward, and then use your feet to kick. Use your legs to create momentum. So it should feel like quite a nice, easy, gentle rolling action of your spine because your feet get to help you. One more time. All the way up, hold it, and placing your feet down. So we're going to sit just with our feet together. And if you want to sit on a block, you're more than welcome to. Okay. And pull the flesh of your bum out the back a little bit. Get up on top of those sit bones. Use your hands to help yourself and just do a little bit of a tilting action of your head, releasing through the neck. And then close your eyes and let your body, let your spine round slightly. So if you can imagine resting position like we started on our knees, except now we are in a seated position, but with that same soft curve of the spine. Just allow your body to settle. And some people might want to sit back further. Some people want to lower their head towards their feet or their ankles. Whatever feels good for you. Close your eyes. Let your breathing slow down. Taking that same little scan over your body. Noticing how your physical body is feeling. And if you could describe that feeling in one word, what is it? And notice your energy. If you could describe your energy in one word, what would it be? Just take a moment to notice the shift, to pause and appreciate that ripple effect of your breathing and all the movements that you did. Take a lovely deep inhale through your nose. Long exhale and a sigh. Blink your eyes open. Unravel your spine, lifting up nice and tall, and give everything a little bit of a shake. Nicely done, guys. Have a quick little check-in.